You ever have one of those nights where you should probably be asleep, but you can't sleep, and instead of just like reading a book or actively trying to fall asleep, you fight it by distracting yourself with doing things that are probably going to keep you up even later? That's basically me right now. I kind of got this weird itch to tell this funny story that's going on in Port Lavaca, and so that's all this is. As you know, as staged as this may look, and it's probably overkill as this is, it's really not anything groundbreaking that I'm going to share with you guys. And if you're from Port Lavaca, you probably already know this story ad nauseum, and so you're probably going to want to keep scrolling because you're going to think, you know, geez, I've heard this story nonstop for the past week, and you're probably over it. But again, it's one of those, if you know, you know, but if you don't, because I know I have some family or friends that might get a kick out of this that are on Facebook, and I just thought, let me go ahead and like share this like funny story and get them in the know. So my question is this: how strong is your meme game? How strong is the memes that you deliver, or you message your friends, or you maybe write yourself or share with your friends and family to, you know, get them to laugh, or, you know, to kind of get a chuckle, or maybe just to one up each other? And it's a random question, I know, but the reason I'm asking you that is because if it's strong, I'm still not sure it's you get a story written in a newspaper article, or a local radio station and a news station shares your memes that you've shared with others on a platform that is like growing from local to region. Because if that is you, I would love to hear your story, because I would also think that that is completely hilarious. Our local town, Port Lavaca, where I currently live, and for those that don't know, I live in Port Lavaca, Texas. We have just a random funny quirk thing that happened as of a few days ago. We had basically someone make a post to our local Facebook page. You know, every town kind of has a little Facebook page, right? You know, I grew up from Bloomington, and we had a Facebook page that said Concerned Citizens of Bloomington, Texas. Another town next to us is Victoria, Texas, and I think it's called The Good, the Bad, and Ugly. And then Port Lavaca has one called Port Lavaca Listens. And again, just another sign of our town's sense of humor. It's not just Port Lavaca Listens. We also have a Port Lavaca Listens Better. We have a Port Lavaca Listens Best. We have the real Port Lavaca Listens. It's just really funny. And this page can be very intimidating. Like, guys, like this is a page that I would, you know, just if I could choose, I would not want to pop up on, just because, you know, the town can just be ruthlessly honest, and just, you know, everybody has opinions, and it can be very divisive. And so, you know, especially during a year like 2020, but, you know, God bless this Facebook page, because just like any town, you get a little bit of a snapshot as to what the community is like. Not the best representation at all times, but it's still a good peek into the window of the lives of everyday people like you and I. And one of the funniest developments this past week is that someone made a post commenting on some children throwing rocks into the waters. And their concern was that these were part of some recently, like, this was a piece of renovated landscape that costed some money, that ended up also costing, you could even say, the taxpayers, right, at taxpayers' expense. Some funds went to improving this location. And what ends up happening is that, you know, these rocks that were being thrown by the kids, of course, cost money. And the concern by this poster, you know, and to their credit, just to give some context here, was that, you know, they thought, man, you know, like, this is why we can't have nice things. And I'm sure everybody's ever, you know, who lives in towns that has seen property destroyed, or you name it, things happen, probably said something similar, right? This is why we can't have nice things. And because of this post, our town on that page went and like turned it inside out. Like, the town ended up, you know, kind of just chiming in with sarcasm, right? You know, so basically people started saying, like, you know, oh, come on, like, let kids be kids. And then it turned into some more humor where people were like saying, man, you know what, I can't even sleep at night because I'm staying up late thinking about the injustice that these rocks are experiencing by being thrown into the water. And then, you know, in an attempt to like one up each other, you got other people in the community like putting together these memes that like, I'm gonna share at the end of this video like some of my fun, like some of the funny memes, right, that I, you know, particularly saw from this whole exchange. But it grew to the point that the city like unified itself to basically make this statement of like, look, we're not going to completely buy the need, to cry out for, justice with these rocks being thrown into the water, but we're going to have a little bit of fun. And unfortunately, this fun was at this individual's expense. I'm not going to say their name, and I don't think they're a bad person by any means. This is just what happened. The wave of the times was that people were going to turn it around and get a laugh out of it. And unfortunately, it was all directed at this person's post, and it grew to the point that articles started getting written about these memes and the jokes that were being made about the situation, and then news stations got a hold of this, and it grew to the point that not only did the news catch waves and our local paper caught waves of this, but then it became its own festival. The city of Port Lavaca said, you know what, we're going to capitalize on this, and the same weekend we're hosting a movie night. We're going to host a rock festival. So Port Lavaca is having like its first, I don't know if this is an annual thing, but I guess we're going to say the first annual rock festival in remembrance of this community coming together through memes and through jokes and through sarcasm. And you actually see people, band together, through something as silly as this, but yet created a festival to bring awareness to the fact that these rocks do cost money, and maybe let's not throw those rocks, but we can, bring our own rocks and throw those into the water to our heart's content. But this event here, I'm going to read from the Port Lavaca Wave. It's going to be hosted this Saturday, May 15th at 5 p.m. and it's an impromptu event. This event's going to include a rock skipping contest, a rock painting contest, Dwayne The Rock the Johnson lookalike contest, because there was memes that had to deal with Dwayne The Rock Johnson. So again, hilarious stuff. Like what kind of funny development is that? Like, I am like super, I don't know, like just amused by this whole development. And I think it's funny. So I just want to say kudos to Port Lavaca for having a sense of humor. I know sometimes we have to get reined in a little bit, but like that is just one of those like funny things. Like, how did this non-story become a story? And the fact that it became a story is just so hilarious. And when I say non-story, I'm not saying that it wasn't worth telling. I'm just saying that it started with the post and snowballed into something bigger and funny. And it just kind of goes to show, like, in a year like, what we had in 2020 and going into 21, when things can be so divisive, it's just the most funniest realization to me that memes somehow bring people together and like in the darnest ways, right? They just do. And that we were, there was like pandemics and like other things going on and natural disasters, and people were like memeing their way through. I remember people on Facebook used to say things like, wow, if the like literally Armageddon could be happening, and like we would meme our way through it, and again, this is just one of those things, like memes just kind of brought this town together, even if it was for like a split second. And I want to end with, like, look, if you watched this far and you found this to be entertaining, like, I'm gonna include the links just so you can read like the actual just the funny twist of this whole thing, like, for yourself. But I'd like to hear, like, if you have like a similar story with your own hometown, like wherever you're from, like, can you share with me? Like, can you throw it in the comments and just like, I don't know, just tell your funny story? Like, did you get put on the news for something silly like this? I don't know. I think it's great. I think it's funny. I think our town needed this. So again, kudos to Port Lavaca. I've lived here for a couple of years now. Again, been grateful to live in this town and call it my house and call it my home. And I don't know. I'm tickled by this. I think it's funny. So again, I should probably be getting some sleep. Like, seriously, I should. But I thought I'd just open up your midweek Wednesday hump day with you possibly seeing this post and, I don't know, maybe commenting or interacting or something like that. If you live elsewhere and this has been something that you're like, we have a story to top that, please top it. If you're from here and you didn't know there's a rock festival, you'll probably see me there. And if anyone else has, I don't know, any other comments to say about this thing, it's silly. It's just so funny. And I'm here for it. It's great. So anyway, I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for humoring me. I'll see you in the comments.